Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. There is something that is happening and so many people are asking me questions. Matiang'i is in the United States. Rigathi Gachagua is in the United States. Martha Karua is in the United States. And there's word on the street that Uhuru Kenyatta could be heading there. The biggest question in the room is what is really happening, and we have like only 2 years to the general election, because if things remain constant, we are supposed to conduct our general election in 2027 August. We all remember, or if you don't remember, I want to remind you that in February 2022, when by then the Deputy President William Ruto was campaigning for his August presidential elections, he made a popular tour to the United States. And according to his communication teams at that time, Ruto was supposed to spend 12 days in the United States and Britain. Britain colonized Kenya. So he was set free from the British. And now William Ruto, a presidential aspirant, is traveling to the United States in 2022 for a 12-day engagement tour. And when I went through the online posts, Ruto even had Ababu Namwamba as his international relations political officer. And according to Namwamba at that time, he said, William Ruto's mission was to share his thoughts on foreign policy, democracy, and governance. In his 12 days tour, Ruto was going to publicly, najua kuna ile tunaona kwa macho, na kuna ile hatuambiwi, ile ya closed doors. But ile ya mwanadamu ya kuona wa kawaida, Ruto was going to engage with the diaspora people on what Namwamba said at that time as his thoughts on foreign policy, democracy, and governance. Hii ni ile tunaona na mwanadamu. Lakini je, ile ya ndani, ya huko kwa closed doors, huko ndani, ukuanga nini? Follow me keenly, and by the end of this video, you will get to understand why we might have a possible president from the opposition in 2027. Just follow me keenly. After that visit, in Kenya, Matiang'i and Uhuru Kenyatta were telling us about how they have secured the system to assist Raila Odinga win elections. Back in Kenya here. We all remember that drama. Matiang'i was then the CS Interior. Kwa natuambia system iko imara. Raila Odinga ndio president. Uhuru Kenyatta was holding the Sagana 1, Sagana 2, Sagana 3, speaking to his people back in Kenya here. But finally, William Ruto became the president. After the US and the British validation, Ruto became the president, and it was a shock to many of us. Raila never stepped in the USA. Ni Ruto alienda. So we kept asking ourselves, how did this happen? Yet we were told there is a system. Matiang'i is the CS Interior. Uhuru Kenyatta is the president. How come William Ruto, a stranger from outside, is beating these two individuals to become the president? That is a question that nobody has ever stood in public to give us answers. But I hope by the end of this analysis, you will be able to get the answers. This now takes me to another question. In Kenya, does our ballot really matter? Huh? Does our ballot really matter? Yes, we are telling Gen Z's register in numbers. 2027 is the only opportunity to take William Ruto home. But again, I sit and ask myself, in Kenya, does ballot really matter when we elect a president? Does really matter? Or maybe it is the diaspora ballot that matters. Ukiamuka asubuhi kwenda kupiga kura in your nearest polling station, does that vote really matter to put someone into the position of the president? Wachana na mambo ya MCA, wachana na mambo ya MP, wachana na governor, wachana na senator, wachana na women representative. I'm asking about presidential ballots. Zile kura wewe unaweka pale kwa ballot, uko nyumbani kwa primary school yako. Ile kura ya president, does it really matter in Nairobi ya kuweka mtu kwa kiti kama rais? Does it really matter? Since Trump took power, William Ruto has been slow in traveling to the United States. Mnakumbuka wakati huyu mama alikuwa anaitwa Meghan, the US ambassador, and Biden, William Ruto alikuwa anaenda USA kama nyumbani na anarudi like home. But then, what is Gachagua, Matiang'i, Martha Karua, all presidential aspirants doing in the US just 2 years to the general election? I sampled for you some of the key points we need to note. When presidential aspirants travel to the US, they are seeking international endorsement and legitimacy. And they don't go alone. They are invited by some forces which cannot be disclosed at this stage. They get invited. Hawajipeleki huko? No. There are forces that invite them to go and listen what they have in case they become the president. Is William Ruto losing the USA legitimacy? After ascending to power, has he lost glory from power givers? So when you see Matiang'i, Karua, and Gachagua in the United States, it is not for fun. It is not for anything. Kuna mialiko ya kwenda kuwasikiza. Gentlemen, listen. Tukiwapatia hii kiti, je, mutaweza? You know, I'm a political analyst. I'm just giving an opinion. These are not facts. These are based on what I see. Traveling to the US is a sign of approval. And it's a sign of demonstrating international standings. Kumbuka William Ruto alikuwa na ofisa wa international relations anaitwa Babu na Mwamba. Now, I want you to see how powerful the US tours are to presidential aspirants. They can also go to seek support and resources from Kenyans in the diaspora. They can also go to tap networks. They can also go to showcase foreign policy prowess. Remember when William Ruto went for a 12 days tour, tuliambiwa he was going to speak his thoughts on foreign policy. So this is matching my analysis here. that Gachagua, Matiang'i, and Karua in the United States have gone to showcase their foreign prowess, foreign policy prowess. Yeah? Now, wako USA for 1 month, according to Gachagua when he was leaving. What is set to happen? Presidential aspirants from countries like Kenya do not visit USA for decorations, especially few years to the general election. They don't. There is a reason behind that. And take my words. Take my words. If all goes well, one-term slogan could be a reality. Hao watu wajaenda kutembea ile kwa macho ya binadamu, wewe unawaona Gachagua wako na interview na Wakikuyu. Matiang'i anaongelesha. There are so many things that are happening behind the closed doors with powerful individuals in those governments in the United States. God bless you. Send the next episode. Asanteni sana.